Hello, I am Sebastian, and I am a rising junior at Gunn High School. For my main project, I chose the self-lacing shoes. For my first milestone, I have it in two parts. First, the physical construction of the shoe, the custom laces, and then also the servo working with the force sensor. For the laces themselves, what I did was I took off the original black and thin laces that came with the shoe, and instead I put on some thicker nylon cord laces instead. These thicker nylon cord laces are a lot easier to be pulled by a servo in the end, and overall give a kind of a cleaner look to the shoe, I feel. And the way I attached them was I had to make the holes on the shoes a little bit bigger, and I did that with a large Allen wrench. I just kind of pushed it through the hole to enlarge it, and then that way I was able to feed the cord through. And then I tied knots on the ends of them on the inside so that they would stay anchored in there. And on the other side, I have some plastic loops here because the strings need to be able to be pushed and pulled easily, and that wasn't really achievable by feeding them through the holes like we do on this side. I attached the plastic loops with just some zip ties and cut off the ends here. For the servo and force sensor part of the project, what I did was I got the servo moving to where I hit the touch sensor and then it moves only when I hit the force sensor. The way I did this was I first focused on only coding the servo because I had no background in coding whatsoever. So I just wanted to get the servo moving at all. And once I got it moving with a mind of its own, I tried to control it more and give it specific parameters like which direction to move and how long to move for. And so after playing around with that a little bit and figuring out how to adjust some of the specifics, I then focused on the force sensor and getting that to work. Once I did get the force sensor reading values on the serial monitor, I combined the two and tried to get the force sensor to activate the servo. And at first, when I did this, what would happen was I would touch the force sensor and the servo would just do its own thing again. And so I had to code it specifically to where whenever I touched it, then it would only run. And I did this at first by using a map function, which didn't end up working. It made the servo kind of act up. And so I then opted for an if-else statement instead, which basically says the servo will only run if the servo reads, or the force sensor reads a value of at least 100. That's it for the servo part. And overall, I think what was most important to me throughout this process was learning that I had to focus on the small victories instead of like being overwhelmed by the overall goal. Because in the beginning, being faced with the challenge of coding was a little bit scary, but taking it in smaller steps and learning how to first code this, the servo, and then the force sensor, and then combining the two, was a lot easier than getting confused by it altogether. And overall, I'm very happy with how this turned out, and I'm very motivated to keep going with the project. Thank you.